Well, Joan Milliman is with us right now from the Roberts Rule Study Club. Good to see you.
It's great
Happy
to be
New Year
here.
to you.
Happy New Year.
So, do you want to talk about, you got a subject we're going to talk about today, but you also wanted to kind of give an overview of the club. Why don't we talk about that first?
Sure. I just wanted to say that it was sort of an accident that I got involved originally. And I was running for office for 3rd, and I heard you had to have Robert's Rules, an understanding of it. And someone invited me to come to the study club, and I thought, oh, I better go, because it's been a long time since I used the rules. So I went, and of course I was scared to death because everybody knew everything, and I was quiet for about a year. And when I finally had to do a presentation myself, it was the simplest chapter I could find, and hoped that nobody asked me any questions. However, I found that when people asked questions that I didn't know, they also had answers.
Right.
And they were very helpful, and we do all kinds of things, not just a study presentation, but we also play games of one kind or another with Robert's Rules. We also do case studies where people have to chime in on, well, what happened here and how do you solve this? So in a way, it's kind of like working on some kind of a crazy giant crossword puzzle with action. So I've enjoyed it very much, and the more I did, the more interested I became. So I invite anybody who's involved in committee work or board work to come and join us and enjoy the search through Robert's Rules.
All right, very good. We're going to talk about the first slide that we have here is the importance of Robert's Rules, the purpose of them. And tell us, if you know, the background of it. When did Robert's Rules start? How far back does it go?
1876.
Really? Okay.
A fellow named, General Robert put together the rules. He'd come out of a church meeting or something that was absolute chaos and decided, well, Parliament has rules, why don't I put something together? So he put together a little booklet, finally about 50 pages long. People could carry around to meetings and understand how a meeting should proceed. So we call it parliamentary procedure because it, of course, originated in England with Parliament. And it had been going a long time.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened.
And of course, the main purpose of it is to keep meetings organized. As simple as that.
Very simple. It's always meetings where people are making decisions, where you have to come together with an agreement of some kind. And sometimes arguments interfere and people don't get to speak or talk too much. So we want to protect people who are the majority and the minority.
Right.
And just to keep things organized and efficient. When we get off of Robert's Rules, we become inefficient, as you've heard.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things that you often refer to is, of course, I'm not going to lose your place here, but it's the reference. This is the big. There's a big one and a little one. This is the big one. I guess this is the official, full version of it. And of course, as with any book, you got to learn how to navigate with it so you can find things quickly. And what we have up here is a table of contents that, of course, it is a table of contents of tables, I should say, right? That part's probably more at the back of the book.
It's one of the table of contents.
Yeah, this one's towards the back of the book, but it probably gives you kind of a quick guide, right?
Right, it does. I want to point out that the big book is organized very well. And in fact, it's so organized that if you realize how it is organized, it's pretty easy to find things. There are sections within every chapter, and each section is indicated with consecutive numbers throughout the book. So chapter 1 may have 3 sections, so you have 1, 2, 3.
Right.
And chapter 2 may have 5 sections, so you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
Instead of starting over again with each chapter. But under each section, there are paragraphs, and every paragraph is numbered.
Okay, so much like
it's like a legal document, and it's so. Once you understand this, it's very easy to find things. The sections are actually noted at the top of every page with a funny little squiggly thing that looks like an S before the number of the section.
Okay.
So it's right in the upper left-hand corner there.
All right. And then beyond that, of course, this is how it's organized, the order of the book.
The whole book. Now, let me explain that.
Sure.
The first 5 chapters are the fundamentals. And chapter 1 is this kind of group that should use parliamentary procedures. Chapter 2, basic procedures of conducting business in a meeting, assuming that only main motions are introduced. Chapter 3 is the classification of motions and their order of precedence, which is explained. Chapter 4 explains the difference in meaning between a meeting and a session and its importance. Congress, for example, has a long session.
Right.
And it's months long. But in that session, they have many meetings.
Oh, really? That's right. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, exactly.
And then chapter 5 gives a very thorough discussion of what a main motion is and what the whole thing. So the second large section of the book is chapters 6 through 9, and it discusses every single motion, all 86 of them, and describes them with standard descriptive characteristics.
Okay.
And these characteristics, which we'll get to in just a minute, are always the same. I'll explain.
Okay.
Third big section is chapters 10 through 20, the body of rules. And the last part of the book, the charts, tables, and lists, are in a gray section at the end of the book. You have tinted pages with gray tint on them, and this is the shortcut section, where you can find things easier.
All right. So now we're going to move on to the characteristic of motions. And I know you've talked about this in the past.
We have. And these are the standard descriptive characteristics of motions. And these are the questions that are asked of every motion. Is it in order? What situation does it apply to? Is it okay to interrupt with that motion? Does it need a second? Is it debatable? Is it amendable? And what kind of vote is needed? Is it a majority or 2/3? And finally, can it be reconsidered? And you'll find that at the end, when we talk about the chart, you'll find that very easily.
Okay. Now, on the next one, again, the table of contents and index. And this is obviously listing many things of the tables that are at the end of the book. And here's my question to you. You've got this one here. This is it's on the screen as well. This is just a pared down version, just some basics type stuff? What's the difference?
This little book in brief is the only in brief that's authoritative.
Okay.
It's done by the same press. And what it does is, it's a real shortcut to finding things.
Okay.
If you know the first 12 chapters of this, you've got it covered.
Okay.
For example. But this book goes through what's in here in a simpler way, in a more direct way, and also tells you where you can find what it's talking about in the big book, should you need more details.
Okay.
So it becomes easier to find things.
Okay, basically an abridged version.
Right, it is. And if you just carry this little abridged version with you, you'll be in good shape.
Okay, very good. So where can people find these books, by the way? Anywhere? Amazon?
Amazon carries them. I went online and asked for one with spiral binding because you use them so much.
That's a very good point.
They break down, and they're not that costly.
That's a good point. If you're going to get one of these, get the one with the spiral binding. Yeah, I didn't know they came another way because that's the only way I've seen it, but that makes a lot more sense.
So if you use the table of contents for one thing, but the index and the back of the book are really helpful, and you can find. I wanted to point out that the motion chart, we have time, is across down the side vertically. You'll find the numbers of the motions. Okay. And across the top are the standard descriptive characteristics.
Okay, so that's a good, again, by the way, are these tables, these quick reference guides in this shortened book as well?
Yes, there are some in here as well.
So that's good.
you'll find them.
All right.
They're different, but they're,
So that way, if you want to use, like you said, if someone maybe starts out with this, it's less daunting than this,
Right.
and kind of they could probably get through this pretty quickly, and then from there, kind of delve into it a little bit deeper.
Absolutely.
That's what they want to do.
And if you, and beyond, just finding what you need, if you keep reading through the first 4 chapters
Right.
of the big book, you'll have a pretty
There's the big book
comprehensive foundation.
Okay, very good.
So reading chapters, I wanted to point out one other thing. There's a website, and it's called robertsrules.com.
Okay, very easy.
And they have a Q&A section that's very helpful, where you can post questions if you need to. And they make interpretations between the editions of Robert's Rules. This is
Okay.
the 11th edition.
Okay.
Okay, so that's my spiel this morning.
All right, very good. And by the way, you guys are going to have a meeting this time at the Towers, and it's going to be Saturday, January 14th at 9 o'clock. If you're interested in getting over there, maybe you would like to find out more about the Robert's Rules Study Club, you can call Mike Straziuso at 949-830-8717. Right?
You all come.
All right, very good. Good to see you, Joan.
Thank you, Ken.
All right,
Thanks so
take
much.
care. We'll see you again soon, and we'll be right back.